Now, volatility in the crypto market is obviously in full swing right now. We are sitting at levels that we have not seen in a very long time, with Bitcoin at 84,000, Ethereum at 2,700, XRP at $1.92. And the extreme fear that is plaguing the market is at a level of 10. This is the lowest level that we have been at in the last several years. You guys could see yesterday. It's not full day today, which yesterday was 11 here. But the extreme fear that we were seeing yesterday was the lowest. Today, we are even lower. Tomorrow, we could go even lower, or we could finally bounce and begin moving back up. But with that, I want you to understand, retail investors specifically do not invest when they are fearful. And right now, they are the most fearful that they have ever been. So we'll talk a little bit about that in the video today, but we're going to be focusing on Zcash and specifically 4 key factors that could push the price above $1,000 per coin. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, bro. Now, sorry, I got something on my eye here. We're going to jump into this article in a second. But before we do so, I want to say thank you guys for watching the video. And I have to be very careful because YouTube is really cracking down on cryptocurrency content. All right? They've got prohibited content there, and they're moving it so that cryptocurrency and all digital assets are essentially considered speculative gambling. So in no way am I promising, recommending that you guys go out and do anything with crypto. All this video is a general discussion. It's educational content, news, and discussions about cryptocurrency, NFTs, and the technology behind them, which is allowed. Now, in the video, we're going to be obviously going over some news. You can utilize that news to make your decisions, right? I will tell you about some of the decisions that I am making. That should not influence you. And I do want to apologize, right? I really want to apologize. YouTube doesn't think you're smart enough to make your own decisions. I do, so I feel very bad, repeating this disclaimer in all the videos and all of that. Because I feel like it insults your intelligence. But YouTube's making it a necessity now. So, 4 key drivers that can push Zcash to $1,000 per coin. Now, Zcash, a privacy-focused altcoin built on zero-knowledge proofs, continues to dominate community discussions in November. The token is showing independent momentum and it stands apart from the broader negative market sentiment. And it's true, Zcash did fall quite a bit over the last 2 days here, coming back down to retest these levels, these moving average levels that have held up as support ever since Zcash took off way back in September. So with that, right, this is the first time we've tested this 30-day moving average. The 20-day moving average has held up since, but the 20-day or the current 30-day is holding up right now. With that, are we going to bounce and begin to test 1,000, or are we going to fall and test some fresh lows? Let's take a look at what these analysts say. It says many experts believe that Zcash could reach $1,000 per coin this year, based on several factors. The following analysis breaks down these drivers in detail. Why Zcash could reach $1,000. First, it's no longer behaving like a short-term speculative asset. It's evolving into a strategic reserve asset. Cypherpunk, which is backed by the Winklevoss twins, has purchased an additional 29,000 Zcash valued at approximately $18 million. They've got an impressive 203,000 Zcash in their holdings. Second, Zcash is proving its independence from Bitcoin. Its movements no longer dictated by the volatility of the king of crypto. Over the past month, Zcash and Bitcoin have maintained a negative correlation. When Bitcoin fluctuates, Zcash often moves in the opposite direction or remains even more stable. Data from DeFi Llama confirms the negative correlation, and this indicates that ZEC has its own drivers and is not dependent on Bitcoin's volatility, which is amazing, right? Typically, when you look at the market, whatever Bitcoin is doing, the rest of the market is doing, and Zcash and just a handful of other tokens have been bucking the trend. Bitcoin usually leads altcoins trends. However, Zcash is breaking this pattern. Third, the increase in social discussion around Zcash is outpacing that of Bitcoin, indicating growing interest from retail investors. Now, I would venture to say that if this was a different market, Zcash would be soaring even higher. But retail investors, dude, I feel the fear, but I've been here long enough that I can do a pretty good job of ignoring it. But nonetheless, this 10 extreme fear, we haven't even seen this level of fear in previous bear markets. Okay, there's something going on with retail investors right now that have them spooked out of their mind. I don't know what it is. Okay, because I feel it, but I can't comprehend it. Okay, and I'm not falling victim to it. So if you guys have a little bit better understanding, or maybe you've got your thumb on the pulse of the fear here, let me know what you think is driving such insane fear. This is the lowest. Guys, we're still doing very well. I mean, Bitcoin's at 84,000, Ethereum's at 2,700. We're still doing very well in terms of price action. You know, no exchanges are collapsing. No laws are being made to hinder cryptocurrency. But here we are. It's some of the most fearful times we have ever been throughout cryptocurrency's history. It says Lunar Crush data shows that Bitcoin remains the leader in terms of total mentions with 17 million, but Zcash recorded 346,000 mentions, yet Zcash discussion rate over the past year has reached 15,000% growth, while Bitcoin is only 190% growth. Lastly, technical indicators suggest a potential breakout. According to analysts, according to this analyst on X, Zcash is forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern on the 4-hour time frame, and this setup suggests a target of $800 to $1,000 per coin if Zcash breaks above the neckline at 680 to 700. The last 2 days have been very difficult, but that does not mean Zcash is done. It seems expensive right now, and we've gone over this before because we're comparing it to historical data. Think about it, guys. You've got treasury companies being set up with tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars to buy Zcash specifically. With that, institutions loading, ETFs being formed, government clarity day after day, and excitement from retail investors, I believe that the future is what we should be looking at. Now, with that, I own Zcash. I continue to hold my Zcash, and hey, I continue to believe in the growth of Zcash. Let me know what you guys are buying down in the comments below. And if you want to hold Zcash on the blockchain, make sure to check out wallets like Best Wallet, all right? Best Wallet allows you to hold your cryptocurrency directly on the blockchain. It is your crypto, your keys, all of that good stuff. And they actually have a token that is going to be ending its ICO in the next 5 days and 20 hours. I've also bought into the Best Wallet ICO. So if you're interested in owning that one as well, you get links for everything down there. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.